Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another exclusive interview of the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025 hosted here in Algeria. We are in Safex, the International Exhibition Center, hosting today Dr. Gbenga Olowoye, Managing Director of Swissplat Group. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
My pleasure. The pleasure is absolutely mine.
Our pleasure. So, to start, what gap in the African trade motivated you to launch Swissplat, and how is this transforming supplier-buyer relationships?
Thank you. This is my third time visiting the IETF, out of Durban in 2021, Cairo in 2023, and now Algeria has opened the world for us. And I must say that it's a combination of something that we've been building out of Geneva in Switzerland over the last 4 years. It's called Swiss Platform for Business Navigation, Swissplat. And essentially it's to connect the African suppliers. We're targeting Africans as suppliers, not just of commodities, but also semi-finished and even finished products, and how we can provide that connectivity globally this time to the rest of the world. And I just felt that having gone from Durban to Cairo, we're here to launch it, and we're able to launch it with many exhibitors, many of the delegates, and many of the participants. I've come to recognize the need for extra African trade initiative. You know, we're here mostly to celebrate what Africa has to offer and how we can actually build better between ourselves, from Cairo to Algeria and to Durban, Cape Town. Yes. So the normal thing is from Cape Town to Cairo. So look at Africa, 1.4 billion people. The way to go is digital trade. That's the only way we can facilitate a catalytic trade transformation amongst ourselves. And from a diaspora perspective, I'm happy that in this particular session, again, this 4th edition, we're able to also have the Global African Diaspora Day. And beyond that, people like me come from the diaspora, having lived 21 years out of my own country, mostly in Europe, to bring some connections to what the Africans are doing. I'm African myself, very much at heart, and see how we can definitely transform our country and make Africa great indeed.
Yes. So it's been 7 days, and this is the closing day of the IETF 2025. What strategic outcomes have you achieved through the participation here in the IETF 2025?
So we have to be very thankful to Afrexim Bank that continue to promote IETF. But also, they couldn't have probably achieved all that they have achieved without African Union Commission and the African Continental Free Trade Area. Definitely being hosted by Algeria that facilitated a very seamless event. Now, I want to say that this is more than a trade fair. It's also a strategic dialogue on African economic integration. Yeah, most of Africa is politically independent, but then you are not truly independent if you're not able to give your people a decent life. And the economic integration for me is something that has been evolving over the last few years that IETF has been building. Now, we want to use it as a platform to also negotiate a space within the IETF to let them know that, look, you don't have to stop at intra-Africa because you have the whole world at your pedestal. China doesn't talk about intra-China. They're taking the whole world by storm.
China is a country, though.
Yeah, it is. But then when you look at China, India, and Africa, we probably have the same number of population. So they're not talking about just their country. They are using the strength of their people to become overly productive in order to serve the world. So while Africa is trying to build infrastructure, while we are getting better at governance issues, while we are leveling the trade games for everybody, we must also begin to put our eyes on the global world because we have a diverse, youthful population that if they are put to work, honestly, Africa will run the game as much as competitively with the rest of the world.
Yes, indeed. So, from your expertise, what structural shifts are most needed to unlock Africa's trade potential globally?
So, I saw from Algiers that now we have the African Research and Innovation Hub. You see, nothing happens when people don't study it very deeply.
Yes.
Now, Africa has begun to see the need for a connection between research, innovation, startup, and trade. If we're able to put all these linkages together, it will begin to make our people, especially young generation, to become very competitive. We will begin to develop benchmarks. Now, benchmarking is very important. We cannot overrule the fact that in other places of the world, probably they've done some other things better than we have been able to do in Africa. Take, for instance, the supply chain, logistics, and all that. All these other infrastructural deficits are things that definitely will be fixed or are being fixed already in many parts of Africa. And I'm so glad that the research component is coming in, the innovation component is coming in, the hubs are coming in, and they are all placed in strategic locations all around Africa. Whether it's east to west, north to south, every region seems very capable now to be able to use this kind of platform to dialogue. Because from those dialogue comes what is it that you are doing better that we can learn from. And these helps us to involve best practices to inform policy in governance, policy in all the areas where we need to get better. So for me, that's a great takeaway, and it has evolved over the last editions. And I think this fourth edition, honestly, coming away from it is going to unravel some transformational outputs for Africa.
Indeed, it is. Thank you so much, Dr. Gbenga Olowoye, Managing Director of Swissplat Group. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, with this we end today's discussion. See you in the next ones.